over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will also benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would the kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with NPLSA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given the professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome here to Ramsey Park, round 21 in the men's RA NPL here in South Australia. A game with permutations for both of these sides as we head into the final rounds. Playford City trying to stake a claim for finals for the first time, and Modbury needing to win today to stay up in the NPL for another season. But if they lose, it is pretty much all dependent on a result between Para Hills and Beograd. Even a draw for Para Hills and a loss for Modbury secures Para Hills safety and Modbury relegation. So a very northern flavour this afternoon as we await the players to come out on the field of play. I'm your commentator, Seb O'Neill, joined by Front Page Football's Christian Marchetti. For me, the second night in a row, the both of us.
It's one of those situations where we're commentating together for the second time inside 24 hours. So, Kilburn last night.
And not the first time we've done it this season, I don't think.
No. Kilburn last night and Playford today. So, looking forward to it. I was actually here last week commentating Playford's thrilling draw with Adelaide United. And that was, for me, that could be a massive result, because that could be, the difference between, I think Adelaide United, we'll get to sort of around the grounds later, but I think they're actually behind at the moment down at Adelaide City. So, like, something like that could be the difference between them getting, 6th or finishing 7th, but also, now they've got an opportunity to really drive home that chance for top 6, and also maybe a bit of northern dominance as well for this season at least, with, kind of, I guess, being the outright best club in the north for this year. So, there you go.
Our officials coming out onto the field of play now with both of our lineups. Playford in their home strip and Modbury in their away. Working class, man. What a tune.
Wow, you got that from 2 seconds of audio? Wow.
You don't know Jimmy Barnes as well as I do, clearly.
My mum does. Very big Jimmy Barnes fan. Very big. So I'm just having a look, because obviously the other thing was Campbelltown winning last night.
Yes.
3-1. So that was a big result.
Relegates Croatia now.
Obviously, actually a big result to look at for both these two teams, because obviously now, of course, Adelaide Croatia Raiders are out of the relegation battle because they're relegated. But Campbelltown have actually gone above Playford at the moment, momentarily, heading into today into 6th. So that makes 3 points today for Playford even more important.
We'll go through the starting lineups for both sides. For Playford, the one change, Reece Townsend, recently coming out of retirement, comes into the starting lineup for the now suspended Malad Amada for receiving a second yellow card just under an hour in that game against Adelaide United last week. Other than that, unchanged from their match against the Reds last week here at Ramsey Park.
Yeah, they were 3-1 down towards the end there, and then they kind of just did that thing where you put 4 strikers on basically and hope for the best, and Townsend and Penendez, who is on the bench again today, they really caused havoc in those last few minutes. And Townsend, 2 goals in 2 games the last couple of weeks. He scored in the win against Bacala as well, so he's definitely earned his spot from the start. And it's going to be very interesting to see how they approach it with him and Tabares, of course, as well. Assume you want to run through the Modbury side of things.
Yep. A few changes for them. 2 in the starting lineup. Lachlan Wilson and Englishman Sam Nicholson joining the club recently from Europa Point over in Gibraltar. Francesco Scamizzi and Tim Henderson dropping down to the bench as Zakaria Nur Abdullahi drops out of the matchday squad completely.
Europa Point, that's one of those teams that is featured in like the early qualifying rounds or something of European qualifiers, continental competition. Yeah, interesting to see how he goes for sure.
So, a massive game for both of these sides with 2 rounds to go, and Modbury are the ones to kick us off through Jordan O'Doherty. Modbury already looking to get on the front foot first as they put a cross in looking for Fred Sunday.
think one thing as well for Modbury today, we're actually looking over to my right. We've got a decent crowd in today, of course.
Very good crowd.
Given that we've got 2 northern clubs playing, but that also can help Modbury. You get some of your own supporters for sure coming in, and easy trip for them to make.
Throw in on the far side for Ethan Allgate.
He was exceptional last week, Ethan Allgate. Thought I'd just start the broadcast off with that. He was unlucky. The second goal Adelaide United scored in that game might be building something here.
Looking forward, Voigt with the header back. Does find Braden French, and actually might have even been touched off by Doherty.
But yeah, he was basically going one-on-one against an A-League player in Harry Crawford for the whole 90 last week, and he actually, the second goal that Adelaide United scored, he did get beaten by Crawford, but outside of that, he was absolutely flawless. So see if he can continue that today.
Ball back from Harvey to Luke Osby, looking to add to his 3 clean sheets for the season this afternoon. McCabe puts it through to McCabe, and then Sunday unable to keep the touchdown, cleared only upwards that time and out for a throw.
So Sunday looks like Sunday's leading the line. And then you'll have the McCabes sort of drifting and floating in and around him, looking to pick up the ball deeper. They'll probably drift wider at times as well.
Throw in by O'Doherty. Finds McCabe, and then Sunday having to really stretch to get the touch in, but does find himself on the byline looking for the cutback, and it will come out for a corner off of Sean Harvey. Just a quick look at other fixtures happening today. City and Adelaide United, 1-0 to the home side there. 0-0 here currently. West Torrens, Bocala and Comets, as they did in the WNPL last night, playing against each other today. And FK Beograd Para Hills, the one we'll be looking at in focus other than this one, as we see this corner come in. Goes near post, and nothing really too much out of that. Tabarez looking to try and chase it down, but O'Doherty just getting there first. Of course, Metro and Croydon having their game brought forward due to their Australia Cup match on Monday night against MacArthur FC. They won 4-0 against Croydon midweek, and as we said earlier, Campbelltown relegating Adelaide Croatia Raiders 3-1 last night.
The crazy thing about this as well is Playford, if Playford win today, we saw Campbelltown win last night. If Adelaide United lose, and then Adelaide United have got to go to Modbury actually next week. Yep. And I remember saying this at the end of the broadcast last week, that Adelaide United actually weirdly might be going from potentially a smoky to finish second to actually being a chance of missing out altogether. Yeah. And then that Bacala Comets game was really interesting because basically you'd say the loser is out of the finals race. So, yeah, season's on the line there.
Modbury so far, still very early on, but have had more of the ball already compared to Playford. Even had opportunities forward in corners. So certainly showing their intent early on.
Yeah, no, they've come with a good focus. You can feel it to start this game.
Reece Townsend just trying to use his body to battle against Detroit, but Detroit winning the foul. Free kick. Does look forward and long. Perhaps McCabe getting the flick on, but then headed away that time by Harriman. McCabe has Sean Harvey right on him and really just battling for the ball. Sunday finds in the centre, has to go wide in the end. Will come back into the middle. I think Osby got a touch there. Another one on goal. I think that was Luke Osby's hands.
Yep.
And it will be another corner.
Yep. I think it was Jordan O'Doherty. 2 efforts there. And that's a save Luke Osby should be making at his near post for sure.
Another corner for the Jets. Only 5 minutes in. Already starting to build up these set pieces. It's high, it's curling in as well, but Osby with long arms manages to just get in the way there.
He was very good last week protecting his area, Luke Osby.
Real battle there, goes the way of Tavares.
Kind of shocked that wasn't called a couple of seconds earlier.
That will be another one as well, that time against Xavier Pratt, the Kiwi.
Especially as that looks at Adelaide City are actually second as we speak at the moment on the live table, which is, kind of crazy. Of course, you mentioned the Croydon result before. Yeah, I think last night we were talking a lot about results elsewhere, so try and keep it focused on the game in front of us. But I'm liking the start of this game. I think there's a good intensity to it.
I think in the case last night as well, the game we had in front of us was almost far gone as well at the time, whereas this certainly has a few more in it, I think. Here is this free kick to be taken by Ryan. Whipped into the area. Woodlands just having to backtrack. And the end just goes all the way out for another goal kick.
We're directly behind that set piece where we are, and you could just see the trajectory, and there is a bit of wind for sure. Ball's going to hold up at times, and if you can get that ball in between the keeper and the pack of players attacking it, always causes problems and uncertainty.
Woodlands to take the goal kick. He himself also having 3 clean sheets. Does well to get through there, does Jordan O'Doherty, and does play the ball forward and finds it Sunday just trying to win against Sean Harvey, but unable to keep. And that will be a foul on that far side there, right in front of the Playford dugout.
Just noticing on the far side, Seb, Morris Natale is sitting himself far down on the away dugout, away from his assistant coaches.
From everyone else.
Maybe it's extra locking in today, given the importance of the game, extra focus. Actually, I was trying to spot him earlier. I was like, where's Morrison?
Ben Moore currently on his feet and issuing instructions early on. Has done very, very well with this Playford side over the past few years.
Yeah, and I mentioned it before, I thought last week he got his subs spot on, the timing of them worked out well. Here come Modbury.
McCabe, Liam, trying to take Harvey on one-on-one. Here's Liam McCabe across the box. And if anybody was there just to get any touch on it, that would have been a sure goal for Modbury.
Well, I wonder if Fred Sunday's thinking to himself there, maybe I could have gambled, tried to follow that ball in to the back post. In the end, he was sort of around the penalty spot, not near that ball across. Maybe just thought Liam McCabe was going to have an effort on goal. But that's 2 decent opportunities in these early stages for Modbury.
Ball forward. And that one will just roll out. Adelaide City 2-0 up in the other game at the moment. Again, as you said, has them in second.
Yeah, and the Adelaide United side of things, their away form this season. Still haven't won away from home since round 1 against Raiders. Looks like that's going to continue.
Poor clearance puts it right into the path. Here's McCabe from McCabe. Liam McCabe again putting that ball into the area, looking for the back post option of Fred Sunday, but offside flag does come up in the end.
It can't be offside there. Got to be a bit more disciplined than that, Fred Sunday. It's good hold-up play.
Torgate just has it snatched off him, but able to get it a second time around. Harvey. Voigt goes back to Harriman. But his ball unable to find another teammate in white, but luckily for him it will just go all the way back. Playford just trying to have a sustained period of possession at the moment after Modbury's early, not pressure, but I guess sort of just their quick start to the match.
Yeah. Yeah. And Playford, you don't want to repeat of last week, having to once again pull something out of the bag.
Here come Modbury again, this time down the right wing. At the last opportunity, just has the ball booted away from him there.
Interesting to see as well how that Playford midfield operates today. They had Xavier Pratt very much as the deeper midfielder last week and allowed Isaac Mullen a bit more freedom to push further forward. And Sam Voigt kind of playing just off the striker. But now, today, they're essentially playing with two strikers, so might see a little bit of a difference.
Cross coming in there, but nothing to really give Modbury a clear attacking opportunity right into the hands of Osprey.
Just here, you got kind of Daniel Ryan and Sam Voigt almost playing both as kind of attacking midfielders. So it's a very actually attacking lineup that they've gone with today, just with that one change with Townsend coming in.
Cameron O'Doherty. The forward ball. McCabe unable to flick on the header.
Lost side of the ball there, Liam McCabe.
That one is turned over. He does well, does Wilson, to almost drive through a slight bit of midfield there, but ball is lost by O'Doherty again. Tabarez able to get a touchdown and just under pressure there. Had the overlapping run of Braden French, but he unable to keep it in play for his own run.
Yeah, Cameron O'Doherty there. A little bit deep with his positioning when he received the ball. Could have pushed a little bit further forward and then let himself down with the touch.
Francesca. And back forward, Sunday trying to win the header, but unable to against the captain of Playford. Play on, says the referee. And Playford launch forward again. Tabarez finds himself out wide. A real tussle between those two there. Tabarez getting the better end of it, has his shirt pulled on. Not given. Now, McCabe on a run through by himself, has Sunday in front of him. And his twin brother to the right, he does use him. Twisting and turning. Might look to get on goal himself, but will just go straight out of play. But you'd imagine that if that was a goal...
Oh, there would have been all sorts of commotion. I thought that was easily a free kick on Santiago Tabarez there. Looked like a pull of his shirt. In saying that, you can't just stop playing and expect to be given free kicks. You've got to get on with it, because as we saw, then Modbury actually started a counter-attack there, which could have been dangerous.
That one just launched high and will actually go out of play as well.
I think we need to see either team actually get the ball on the ground for a bit here and play. A little bit too much turnover for my liking at the moment. You see Jordan O'Doherty as well, sort of operating a bit more as, I guess, a box-to-box midfielder. And as we know, the captain, Jesse Francesca, always sort of as that number 6, that defensive midfielder.
Which is funny, because he's wearing the number 10.
I know. It does throw me off, yeah.
Same as Chelsea Dorber wearing a number 5.
Yes, that was I didn't bring that up in the broadcast last night, but we were talking about that off air.
Ball forward. Allgate finds his way up the field and tries to put a ball in, but just in the way there. We'll keep it with the throw. In fact, he'll take it quickly, looking for Isaac Mullen. Their top goal scorer this season, Isaac Mullen, compared to last year in State League 1, Christos Penendez, who is on the bench this afternoon. But Isaac Mullen really pushing this side this year. Him, Tabares and Dan Ryan, the sort of clear 3 goal threats, 10, 9 and 7 goals respectively there. And the rest coming from a whole array of members of the Playford squad.
Isaac the Bull Mullen, as I discovered last week, doing my notes for the Playford Adelaide United game.
They should start giving us up. They should start giving us nicknames in commentary.
No, I'm all right. All good. Don't need a nickname. It's all right.
Throw in on the far side for the Jets.
Okay. Very compact play for defending that side of the pitch at the moment.
Just trying to play the way out of it. I'll get a throw here.
Good say as well. It's a nice, pretty decent surface, I think, here at Ramsey Park.
Here's a ball over the top. Tabares unable to beat in a foot race. Cleared away in the end. Long throw comes in, headed away, needs to be kept in to prevent the corner. Really going in there was Reece Townsend. That's gone first time long. Nearly makes it through, to be honest. So the game's gone on. It's become a lot more even, you'd have to say. Playford have come into it a lot more.
Yeah. Modbury had a couple of those chances, but to be honest with you, Seb, I haven't been too impressed by either side so far, just their general play. I think it's way too chaotic. And probably more disappointing on the side of Playford. I think Modbury, you can understand. Hang on a minute. Looks like Francesca's going on a run here.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Jesse Francesca there. Finishes up with a pass. We'll get it back here a second time, Francesca. A few deflections. Gives it straight back to Playford.
It's disappointing. I think it was Lockie Wilson there. Got to try and get in behind the defence as Francesca's driving forward there. And I think we've actually seen that a couple of times here with Modbury, maybe second-guessing themselves with their forward runs. You can just see it's a team which that can happen when you're low on confidence and you're losing games and struggling near the bottom of the table. So those things that you can do, you second-guess.
Long ball over the top here. French will go out of play for a throw. Xavier Pratt. Fouled.
Well, that was less of a foul than the Pira's one earlier. But no, I think he did. I think he did clip him slightly there. This is a good position, and we saw Daniel Ryan earlier with that set piece, which caused Woodlands some issues. So, see what he can do here. Scored one last week, of course.
Modbury's wall is one strong. Don't know how much it will do, but here in comes the free kick at the back post. Still bouncing around in the area, but offside flag's been given.
Yeah, it's a great cross. I think that was Sean Harvey at the back post there, went a little early. but he's just got a knack, Ryan, of getting that ball in the right areas on these set pieces. That's got to be the focus, you'd imagine, of Morris Natale and Modbury, not to give up wide free kicks in particular, particularly dangerous for an in-swinger with the right foot from there.
Half-time between Adelaide City and Adelaide United, 2-0 to the home side there. We did mention it earlier, but you won't be able to see it on broadcast, but it is a very healthy crowd here at Ramsay Park, and you can even see a few over on the far side and around the fences as we see a ball come in from Reece Townsend, but cleared away.
Yeah, and I think Playford, for pretty much any time you come here on a home game, very loyal support. Always here in the stand to our right, but like we mentioned, we've got a good contingent of Modbury fans out here today. A lot riding on this game, particularly if we get an update over at Frank Mitchell Park. That is later today.
I didn't realise that either.
My bad, that starts at 5.
So even more limbo for Modbury if they do lose.
Exactly, yeah.
Here's French. So big cross comes in, the head is there, over the bar. Had Alex Woodlands just scattering a little bit for it, but nothing threatening in the end whatsoever.
It's actually a pretty impressive cross by Braden French, given that he was on the run there. Just able to arc it towards Townsend.
I think all in all, Playford do have some very good players who can cross a ball.
Yeah, well, I think, don't know where I was looking. It might have been the stats or something that Playford pretty much crossed the ball more than anyone, I believe, in the division. Again, don't quote me on that. I'll have to kind of go back into it, but you're not surprised when you look at the players that can actually deliver in those areas.
Throw in on this close side. Headed forward by French and cleared away in the end. Here come Modbury again. McCabe with a touch on. Now Sunday. Back in through for Liam McCabe. Finds himself a little bit wide. Puts back into the centre. Francesca has his shot blocked. And Playford counter forward through Tabarez now. Only has Townsend in behind him. Other than that, Tabarez is all alone. Still trying to keep it, Tabarez. And in fact, it will be a corner.
Well, he's done well there, because as that ball was played over towards him, you said so, only Townsend was supporting him. And I was looking back at everyone else in the Playford team and just taking a little bit too long to support their teammate in transition there, but Tabarez does a great job winning the corner. And it looks like we're going to get an in-swinger here from Ethan Allgate, the left footer.
So here is this corner for Playford to try and get them something. Not kept by Woodlands, bouncing around in the area. Will fall on the edge of the box, and the shot from Daniel Ryan goes all the way out for a throw.
I'd say so. That's twice now we've seen crosses going in right underneath Alex Woodlands, and both times he's looked pretty unconvincing dealing with them. If I'm Ben Moore, I'm telling my players on set pieces to try and get in and around the goalkeeper and try and get that ball underneath him, put some extra pressure on him.
Another long throw in, only goes to the edge of the box. And again, that one over the bar.
Starting to turn the screw a little bit here, Playford. We said a little bit of a slow start, but growing into the game now.
Ball kick to go long.
Hamish McKay's been a little bit quiet so far to start this game. We've seen a bit more of Liam. But as we know, the reigning Sergio Melter medalist, Hamish McKay.
Yes.
Yes.
You put me on the spot there. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we were there.
Oh, it's just, you know what it is? It's second nature to just think, oh, Alex Mullen. But, yeah. Last year, of course, was Hamish McCabe. He's second.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is kind of incredible to think about Modbury, of course, semi-finals last year, grand final the year before that.
Australia Cup, as we see it in the area, cleared away.
And did relatively well in the Australia Cup. Of course, won away from home against Armidale, the Western Australian team. But, you know, how they've kind of did what Playford are kind of doing in a sense, where they came up and you know...
held their place for a bit.
Looked to be a finals team. Now, of course, it's not like they're down already or anything, but it is kind of a shock when you think about they've been up there with Metro and Campbelltown these last couple of years. To kind of be in this situation, still with the quality that they possess as well. But I think that also gives you hope in a game like this, that we just need, you know, one win, one result to go our way, and we're right back in it. Because I mean, you were there, that Para Hills Raiders result last week, pretty monumental in the context of the relegation battle.
I'm really just looking at that game later on. It's not like FK Beograd are unbeatable. They're in very mixed form over the past few weeks. I don't think it's an unforeseen circumstance that Para Hills do get the draw.
And also...
At least.
Yeah, and also for the Para Hills side of things, they play after this. So if this is a defeat for Modbury...
They know what they have to do.
They're just going into it thinking, listen, we've just got to... If we need to defend for 90 minutes, let's do it. Let's get a point, and that's it. We don't have to worry about next week. So, yeah, it's... I actually wonder if you're Modbury, if you would have preferred to play at 5 and not at 3.
Yeah, be their after game, yeah.
But right now they can't worry about that. They've got a job to do here.
One cleared far into the stands.
I think that's a corner, is it? Yep. I think it was that last corner by Allgate. Woodlands was pretty unconvincing dealing with it. Let's see what they do on this one. Try and crowd the keeper. Same area.
Another long one in. The header's there. Only away for Modbury. And there is a foul in the box.
I feel like on these aerial fouls, there's a good chance it's going to be Reece Townsend. Just putting himself about. But that's his job. That's actually what he's asked to do, which is fair enough. You play to your strengths as a player.
All right, Roy King.
I could get way more Roy Keane if you wanted, but I think we'll just not do that. So,
to be fair, Reece Townsend, very impressive, coming back from retirement, a couple months out from not playing at all, to come back, play NPL football, and not only that, contributing and scoring goals as well at 37 is highly impressive. McCabe, right up against Braden French. It's a good area to find the cross in, but Osby again, just big.
Osby, definitely out of the two goalkeepers so far, just looks a lot more assured, commanding with his area on those crosses, big time. It's a good battle there. I think it's a high boot, is it? Yep. By Reece Townsend, yep.
Now, Cameron O'Doherty, McCabe. Real battle between those two. Will be a goal kick.
I think Modbury feels like they've stopped asking questions since that first sort of 10-15. Maybe a bit too much of a reliance at the moment on trying to play in Sunday in behind or get the ball to one of the McKay boys to do something.
One just took a slight nick off of Sunday, and McCabe gives the ball to him. Harriman does well to stop that. Goes wide. Trying to build something. Modbury does find the run in. The cross is too far out in the area, but still will reach O'Doherty. Another cross coming in, but if he had touched it, would have been offside anyway.
I reckon he meant that, Wilson. That pass. The cross. No, he didn't. But he actually did. He did. He did take honestly, he did take an excellent first touch to set that up. And just pulled the cross back a little too much. And then, yeah, O'Doherty just trying to pick someone out of the back post. But there's, you know, which was a bit risky playing out.
And another one where Modbury just trying to get in the way of those kicks.
But you can definitely see the disconnect when Modbury go forward. Not quite on the same wavelength, at least so far.
Long ball from Detroit. Headed away. Detroit again. Goes the short option in Cameron O'Doherty. Just wasn't in the direct path of McCabe.
Well dealt with by Sean Harvey there.
Voigt to Ryan. Right on the line. And they do get a touch in. Still needing to be dealt with. Hamish McCabe just chasing that one down. Trying to put him through, but Allgate just anticipating it perfectly. Tabarez now. Again battling and is fouled.
Great turn. Great turn. And he's got that low center of gravity. Tabarez really helps him in those situations. If he can just get to the ball before the defender, touch it past him, gets a little bit of contact, and it's always going to be a free kick. And set piece, another one for Playford. Starting to stack up now.
Last time these two sides did play, Modbury did get the win 4-2 that Friday night on the 16th of May at Smith Partners Stadium. Tim Henderson actually even getting on the score sheet on the bench. Skimitsi as well scoring, also on the bench this afternoon. Here's the ball in, looks to go direct! And there's two lots of celebrations, so I'm not sure who that's going to go down to. But Playford with the goal. And it was a lot to do with that magnificent delivery.
Well, Tabarez is a striker, so he's claiming it. He's definitely claiming it. Don't worry. He's wheeling off. He's saying, I touched my hair. Don't worry. That's my goal. But how about these deliveries by Daniel Ryan? He's got to be up there with the best in the competition with these. And if that's gone indirect, he's found the bottom right corner again from a set piece. Second time in 2 weeks. And I just mentioned...
I think it might be direct, you know.
It might be direct.
I think it's completely direct.
It might be direct. And I just mentioned about the danger of giving up too many set pieces. And that's why that was an unbelievable... Even if it wasn't direct, that's an unbelievable cross because it's just right in that spot.
And if it was, say, not that delivery, if it was slightly off, Tabarez would have actually gotten a much cleaner connection.
Exactly.
Sunday, fouled, advantage not played, but a free kick in another good position.
Yeah, I thought he was going to play advantage over the referee, but that's just an unbelievable set piece either way, whether it's gone indirect or not.
So what are we saying? Tabarez or Ryan? I think that was Ryan.
I want to give it to Ryan. But I'm telling you, Tabarez, he's going to go in at half-time and he's going to say to him, listen, that's my goal.
If he gets two more, he's coming out.
If this gets written in dribble as Ryan's goal, Tabarez is protesting. What's going on? I need this to my tally. Because Ryan and Tabarez are also both in the play for top scorers, going for that, I guess. But
Ryan's on 7, Tabarez on 9 before that goal. Here's this free kick for Modbury. Can they get an equaliser? It's just too central to Osprey.
What was going on there on the set piece from Modbury? From one excellent set piece to one poor one. That was tried to do a 3-touch free kick there, and I think it was Liam McCabe, looked like he was going to lay it off for Hamish to shoot, and then he decided to just cross it himself.
So Modbury, as it has been, still needing to win, but that has become harder with that Playford goal. And again, if Para Hills manage to get a draw in their game against Beergrab, which is in just about an hour and a half's time, that one starts at 5 p.m. If Para Hills even get a point, that is Modbury down today. But that will all be confirmed by about 7 p.m. this evening.
They really need to show some mettle now. I know that's such an obvious thing to say, but...
And it's not to say they haven't. The first 15, 20 minutes, it was certainly... They showed intent. Look, absolutely.
You know, and I don't disagree, but it's not going to be enough to win today, you know, and to actually get something out of this. They need to really, you know...
Yeah, fair point.
Like, they need more going forward. They need more connection. Just nothing feels like it's building with much momentum when they go forward at the moment, and also they're looking really vulnerable on these set pieces. Like, that was an excellent delivery. Let's not don't get me wrong there from Daniel Ryan, but just feels like every time Playford have had a set piece, they're going to have another one here from a corner. It's causing issues.
Playford do get a second before half-time. It does put Modbury in an even more precarious position than they were. Here's that ball in. Header. No particular, but that's some brilliant work done there. And now, on a run down the wing. Trying to get past another is Sunday. Tabarez, though, putting in his defensive work and then cleared away in the end. Much
that's
to
excellent.
The pleasure of the Playford home crowd.
Excellent by Tabarez. And actually good by both players, because Sunday did the initial defensive work in his box, and then Tabarez is chasing all the way back, even out-sprinting midfielders and defenders to stop that. That's excellent. I mean, you want your striker to score goals, but if you can do that as well, it's just a massive, massive plus.
Fred Sunday's only his fourth start of the season, 11 appearances in total, including today.
I just think he needs some help up there, doesn't he? Like, I think he's put himself about. He's made some decent runs.
Would you even say, for example, at half-time at Almark, you, instead of bringing him out, Skimitzi as a replacement, you bring on Skimitzi alongside?
Well, you got to go for it. The handbrake has to come off. You can't, and you don't want to die wondering, right? As a team in the position that you're in. So if there's an opportunity to really mix things up, maybe go with a front four or something crazy like that. I mean, Playford did it last week here against Adelaide United. They threw the kitchen sink at it and they reaped the rewards. They got a point out of it. So, you know, when you're in this position, you've got to make the most of everything and you know, take risks. And actually, they've got a big opportunity here from a set piece. So, you know, they can do their own damage from set pieces as well. So, Paul Wilson, certainly a threat.
Bouncing in the area. He's cleared away in the end. Just having a quick look as well in State League 1. A bit of action happening down there. Sturt and Blue Eagles at Marden 0-0, but Sturt, of course, already promoted, and Blue Eagles trying to stay in finals. Cumberland and Vipers currently stuck at 1-1. Again, two sides. Cumberland trying to finish in finals, and Vipers trying not to get relegated. As we see Playford come forward again. It's another nice ball in for Ryan. Puts it into the centre. And luckily got a touch there for Modbury, because that did look very dangerous.
Well, Ryan, you saw the idea there. He was trying to cut that across for Reece Townsend to finish. And I'm really loving the chemistry that Tabarez and Ryan have got together as well. Seem to know where each other are on the pitch at all times. And Ryan, he's a bit of a technician, isn't he? He's got the crossing, the set piece, delivery as well. And just tried to volley that across. And if there wasn't, I can't remember who the defender was who was in the way, but for Modbury. But without that intervention, that would have been possibly a certain goal for Reece Townsend. Oh.
And just committing the foul there against O'Doherty. And
Not
a
too
little bit
sure.
of petty pushing and shoving.
Just get on with it, fellas.
We'll go through some of the other ones as well. Salisbury United against Cobras. Cobras with mathematically nothing to play for in State League 1. Can't get relegated, can't get promoted. Are currently leading Salisbury United 2-1 at Burton. Again, Modbury now with another attack forward. Comes in the area, and that is brilliant. And Hamish McCabe with individual excellence gets Modbury level in what is a crucial goal.
That's monumental. That's monumental, and what a goal it is by Hamish McCabe. Didn't look like anything was developing there for Modbury, and then McCabe just gets inside his defender, cuts in, and unleashes a marvellous strike past Osby. And when you are up against it with your backs against the wall,
the angle he's on there as well is crazy.
And when you're up against it with potentially a relegation on the line, you need your Sergio Milta medalist to step up, and he's done that in a big way there. I think we're kind of shocked because it just came out of nothing, didn't it? And now, well, Modbury have got something big here that they can build on, and particularly to get that before half-time is monumental.
Playford again, though. Ford. Header in from French, just in the area, goes back out wide, but won't reach Voigt. I'll try and finish these State League 1 updates. Cobra's now actually 3-1 against Salisbury United in that time. Fulham United 2-0 against South Adelaide again. Another team, South Adelaide, trying not to get relegated. There's another ball in the area. Just goes wide of the post for Playford. I'll finish off. Cove 4-1 against Pontian Eagles. Pontian already relegated. So South Adelaide and Vipers really battling it out to not finish in that 11th place spot.
Cove making that late push now as well.
And depending on how Vipers in Cumberland goes as well with Vipers, that's a big game for both of those two sides for two different reasons.
Yeah. It's all happening. It's all happening. Just have to mention, I think I was Isaac Mullen with that volley. The worst thing for Modbury to do now would be to concede, and particularly before half-time. They have to, at the very least, get into half-time level here.
Throw on the far side as we see the train come by, the Gawler line.
Not familiar, Seb.
Very familiar.
Just say Stirk getting promoted as well. We'll have a team that's a bit more southern.
Here come Modbury, though. This is opportunity. O'Doherty! 2 minutes before the break, and Modbury Jets somehow find themselves up, and an unbelievable turn of events here at Ramsey Park.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I've just said moments ago about Modbury making sure they go in at least level, but if you can go ahead and turn this game on its head, why not? And they've worked the ball from that throw-in on the far side. Cameron O'Doherty in an acre of space on this left-hand side. Too much, surely, for Ben Moore's liking, and then he finds the bottom corner, just passes it into the net past Osby. This is a stunning turnaround before half-time here.
And with that, Modbury, as it stands, are safe in 10th. Para Hills now in 11th and in the relegation zone. Still, though, a point for them today against Beograd later on will put them back in 10th. But it puts the pressure on, which is what Modbury want to do.
There's that. But now on the flip side of things, Adelaide United, if they are still... And it might actually be, it's 3-0 there.
It's 3-0 now.
At Adelaide City Park. So they're delighted with this. Campbelltown are delighted with this. And West Torrens Pacala and Adelaide Comets, one of them, whoever is the winner later, because I believe that's starting at 4 o'clock now.
Yes, which is not too long away now.
Not too far away. One of those teams by the end of this could be delighted with this outcome as well. So it's just quite shocking, isn't it? Modbury they didn't look like they were going to score, and then to just score twice. I think you've got to sort of maybe question Playford's mentality after scoring. Did they kind of get a little bit complacent? That can happen. Stunned. I'm a little bit stunned here, Seb.
And I think Modbury, of course, know what they have to do and know what they've had to do. And I think, especially with the circumstances, not only around today, but around their season, and the past few weeks, you know, only one win in their last 5, that coming against FK Beograd of all teams, is a bit remarkable as a concept.
And we said it as well, though. It's, you know, in these relegation races as well, sometimes, you know, you only need a win. Like, so if you look at it now, we're looking at the live table. So Modbury on goal difference. The one thing for Modbury which works for them is that their goal difference is much, much better than Para Hills. And that is the conclusion of the first half.
And just to finish off as well, you look at that goal difference quickly. Modbury -11, Para Hills -20, sorry. All you have to do is look back here at Ramsey Park earlier on in the season, 8-2.
Yeah.
That is one result that could mean a lot.
Yep.
Half-time here at Ramsey Park, Modbury with 2 goals within 4 minutes of each other at the end of the half. Dan Ryan with a spectacular free kick leaves us 2-1 to the away side. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable stuff.
Here at Ramsey Park. Do not go anywhere. Plenty more to come here. Half-time score, Playford City 1, Modbury Jets 2.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
What I'm excited about, like the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans with sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect thing.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins, the eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
It's deemed as an Italian club. That's a bit fictitious. They called it Salisbury Internationale because that's what it was. It was full of internationals from all walks of life, and it continues to be that. Obviously we had an Italian background, right, but throughout the 50 years, it's been a big dynamics, and it's still changing, so it's great.
I think it's an exciting opportunity. Obviously the new State League 2 system, got the North and South, and I think the final series is definitely something that we want to be a part of and want to be involved in, so it's definitely an exciting opportunity.
Yeah, when I seen State League 2 North, I was all over it. I don't want to travel at all, so I was all about it. Wife was all about it.
Always been a northern boy. I'm 30 seconds down the road. Played for this club for 4 years a while ago, and it's just my family as well, being here as well, so it means a lot.
Everyone around the club's been so welcoming. All the people on the committee and around the club were so nice from day one, and same with the players. Got some nice experienced players out here who are really nice and welcoming to some of our younger players, so that's been really nice to have.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
For Scamitzi against Ulash. Still trying to win against Scamitzi. Oh, and a save with the legs from Delangus. A space to run into. Amanda has one in the centre. Does reach him. Needs to find the angle for the hit. And it's a good save by Woodlands. Taking it out for a corner.
Even better save this one than the previous one.
Stem as well. Yeah.
It's hard to.
Oh, Signorello, what a save! He puts a fist behind it and sends it for a corner.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Welcome back here for the second half here at Ramsey Park. 2-1 to the Modbury Jets against home side Playford City. And Modbury Jets in the driver's seat at the moment to try and control their own destiny and not be relegated, at least for now, from the NPL, Christian Marchetti. As though we do see them go forward quickly, but it just goes straight out of play. You may now talk.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely crazy end to the first half. Game totally turning on its head with those goals from McCabe and O'Doherty. That was Hamish McCabe and Cameron O'Doherty. Of course, we have to actually distinguish since there's 2 O'Dohertys and 2 McCabes. But it was just bizarre because you didn't feel like Modbury were pushing for an equaliser and certainly not to go in front. And then they just, in the space of 5 minutes, have done that. And that's a 5-minute period. We're talking about it's a half time. It's a 5-minute period that could save their season and keep them up. But now it depends on, can they hold on to it? Can they build on it in this second half? And Playford, sorry Seb, yeah, they've got work to do because I don't think they were awful by any means in the first half, but after scoring through that excellent free kick from Daniel Ryan, I don't know, maybe they got a little bit lackadaisical and kind of felt like that they were going to go on with it with relative ease, and in the end you go in at half-time 2-1. We actually saw the Playford players walking in to the races at half-time. You could see the real disappointment on the faces of all of them. They knew that they had kind of let something slip as we got player down here.
Just reminding you all of what has happened so far and what is currently happening in this round. Metro playing Croydon on Wednesday, winning 4-0 there. That was due to their Australia Cup game in Monday night against MacArthur. Then last night, Campbelltown beating Croatia Raiders 3-1 at the Croatian Sports Centre, which in turn relegating Croatia Raiders to State League 1. Over at Adelaide City Park, 4-0 the way of Adelaide City against Adelaide United. Have no goals for them. And here, 2-1 to the Jets.
See, it looks like it was Liam McCabe, I think. It was him and Sean Harvey with that aerial contest. And also said Christos Penendez is into the game. So that looks like a straight swap with Reece Townsend by the looks.
Of course, Penendez joined from Adelaide Olympic, not last year, but the year before. Became their top goal scorer in State League 1 in their promotion year last year alongside West Torrensburg Calla. At 14 then, currently has 3. And this actually only his 11th appearance of the season too.
Well, it's very much a like-for-like change, so I wonder if, similar profile of players, so I wonder if maybe Reece Townsend is carrying an injury or he's come off with something in that first half. Or just throwing a different look at Modbury in the second half.
Modbury still very much looking for more out of this though as they try and attack on the byline, and it does stay in play. Takes a touch of a Playford player though, and in the end is cleared away. Tabarez doesn't get there first, but Playford still the beneficiaries of that. Really chasing that down to keep it in, and just touched forward by Allgate. And is a throw.
So, Lockie Wilson, I reckon that ball already gone out of play, and then he just kicked it into the backside of Ethan Allgate.
Did notice that. Penendez flicks on the header for Tabarez. Has to go right up against Lachlan Wilson and actually fouls him in the process.
I think the interesting thing about Modbury, and I'm just having a quick scan, they defensively, given their position in the league, have actually not been too bad this season. It's actually been goal scoring, which has been the huge problem for them. They are, yes, the lowest scorers in the league, I believe, even with those 2 goals today.
But also the 3rd lowest by quick maths conceded out of the whole league, just having a
That's what I mean,
glance at the table.
So like, actually, what it means, to get to my point, Seb, is that with actually in a position to actually defend a result at 2-1, they actually might have a little bit of confidence here in doing that. So As we know, though, Playford are a team which is one of the highest scoring teams in the league, so more than capable of breaking down this Modbury defence. What was it, 4-2 last time they played as well? Who knows? You could get a repeat of that.
Flames with a foul there. And a foul there right in front of us here.
Yeah. And we're already seeing some frustration from the Patriots faithful here to start hearing it. And I think the longer this goes on at 2-1, those frustrations are going to be a little bit louder. I think it would be, with the Adelaide United game last week and then this one here, to not get a win out of either of them would be pretty disappointing. So it's definitely makes this even more important.
They did have a bit of a slump in form about halfway through the season, but seem to have come back into a bit. Past 5 games, lost 2 of those, but they were against first-place Metro Stars, and I believe at the time Beograd would have been in that second, third-place spot.
It was a 1-0 defeat at Beograd.
Yep. And a Metro game, which you were actually
here for. I was here
for. They weren't too impressive either.
No, that was one of those games where you're watching it and you could kind of see the level between the team that is top and far and away the best team this season, between kind of a team that's in the pack chasing finals. This is we talked about set pieces in the first half, scored from one already. It's a good position for Playford.
Long ball forward this time from Harriman. Headed back forward by Mullen, looking for Penendez, but it was over him. It's a long ball forward, and it's not bad from Francesca. All the way back to Osby.
And I think the mentality for Modbury as well, they took the lead last week, didn't they, against Bacala? And
against 10 too.
Yeah, against 10 too, and they relinquished that. So does that play on your mind a little bit, being in this position again when you're ahead, albeit a lot later in the game than what they were last week? You've got to make sure you can either kick on with it and get that third goal or really stay focused defensively. I think, knowing Maurice Natale and the way he likes to go about it, they probably want a third goal to try and really storm home this advantage. Great thing is, Seb, is we're really set up for a good, exciting, tense second half here.
Foul there.
I think Jesse Franchek, that's a bit cynical there. Don't know. That's the type of stuff you can't be doing. Giving away a free kick.
Especially when Dan Ryan's over it from an almost similar position to where his goal was. We're saying it's his goal.
Yeah. Our guy, Daniel Ryan, who's going to try and make a free kick. A set-piece specialist comp for him.
I think it's him and Allgate over it too, but I would imagine Ryan the more likely to actually take it. He does do so. Right at the back post. Just a little bit too high for the head of Sean Harvey. It was still decent.
Yeah, no, it was a good idea because Harvey had peeled off to the back post and he's got the height advantage there on Cameron O'Doherty. So if there was a little bit taken off the set piece, he'd actually had the opportunity to run and jump at that and get a pretty powerful effort on goal. So good delivery.
Just having a quick look down in State League 1. Blue Eagles and Sturt 0-0. Vipers leading Cumberland United 2-1, which, for the relegation battle there, Vipers now sit 3 points in front of South Adelaide, but on the exact same goal difference.
South Adelaide could be on the verge of back-to-back.
And South Adelaide are 3-0 down against Fulham.
Back-to-back relegations if they're not careful.
Depending on how that Vipers-Cumberland games go, it will still go down to the final week next week, but it's still pretty tight, especially when they both have exactly minus 16 goal difference too. Also elsewhere, Cobra is still leading Salisbury United 3-2, Fulham 3-0 against South Adelaide, and the Cove at home 6-1 against Pontian Eagles.
Got West Adelaide Olympic later on today as well.
That one also at 5 at Kilburn Sportsplex.
At 5.
Also at 5 is Para Hills versus FK Beograd, the other game, which is pretty important for the consequences here. And it does look like West Torrensburg, Cal and Adelaide Comets are also now underway after a delayed kickoff. So we'll keep you updated on that one as well as that one progresses. That one, another one for the finals race. Sunday trying to make a run through, but just had Sean Harvey clearing it away as clear as possible.
Just realised that Para Hills have to root for one of their northern rivals here today. The strange predicaments that football sometimes puts you in. Here they come, Modbury.
They can get a third, it really will give them that confidence. Even more so, McCabe does well, puts it in the middle, finds the connection, Osby with the save, and then the follow-up's in! 3-1 the Jets! And Jordan O'Doherty,
wow,
following up the effort on goal. And now, Modbury Jets in
Dreamland.
A brilliant position.
They're in dreamland, Seb. And I actually just took a moment because I wanted to just have a look at the linesman to make sure O'Doherty was onside on that effort. And Harriman and Daniel Ryan's gone over too, just to check that, but looks like all clear. Easy tap in for O'Doherty. Modbury, how about the work by Hamish McCabe? Brings that ball down. Little jink to get past the defender, Allgate. Allgate goes to ground, he keeps his feet, cuts it back. Osby probably wants to do better there than parrying it straight into O'Doherty's feet. Easiest goal that he'll ever score. This is potentially a monumental result that we're heading towards in the relegation battle.
So, looking at that table, of course, Modbury still, of course, winning. They're just adding a goal. But to, I guess, just sort of reiterate, Modbury safe in 10th, exactly equal points with Para Hills Knights in 11th on 19 points as well. But Modbury with -10 and Para Hills with -20. So, Para Hills needing to score 10 goals, even depending on points too.
Yeah.
So the pressure is very much on their biggest rivals now.
Very much so. And Ben Moore's gone straight to his bench in the wake of that third goal. So I think they'll bring on a couple of substitutes. And that's also the second time, second straight week at home that Playford have conceded 3 times. And particularly against a side that struggled so much with scoring, that's a real area of concern for Ben Moore. Here they come though, yep.
Does get the chest down, and we'll get it on the overlap, maybe a bit too much. What will that decision be? A goal kick for Playford as well. Looking at their current table position, they sit in 7th, a point behind Campbelltown. So they have dropped out of finals, even with Adelaide United inadvertently giving them a helping hand as Playford make some substitutions. Braden French and Sam Voigt both coming off. And it will be, as I said, a double change.
I believe Jackson Kurtz is one of those
and also
changes.
The American Joseph Dodson.
Now, I've been told it's Chase Dodson.
Chase.
Okay. Is what they refer to him as. Joseph is his name, but Chase.
But he prefers.
Yeah, which you've written down there. But yeah, Chase, of course, he was with Igali in the ACT NPL. First half of the season, did well there too. And I actually thought he had a really positive impact off the bench last week. So they're really going for it now.
Ryan finds the ball in the middle. And Dotson getting his first touches to Barres. Penendis, ball comes into the area. Offside anyway.
Yep. Good discipline by Modbury. Kept that line. But this is a similar look to what Playford had to end the game last week. So Penendis to Barres. They also had Reece Townsend on at the end last week. So they basically had 4 strikers on at the end of the game last week. Now they've got 3. But then Daniel Ryan playing a bit more central now and Dotson kind of playing off the left.
There's also still half an hour left of the match too, so
yeah.
obviously with that could open some gaps for the Jets to even try and add on. Because while it's certainly not a impossible lead, as clearly shown last week, but you would think 4 is a little bit more far gone.
For sure.
So the next goal is crucial if we do even get one.
And there's also the momentum swing of if Playford can get one in the next 10 minutes, Modbury those doubts start to creep in. You start to get nervous and worry about relegation and, oh my God, we might not win this and stuff like that. That stuff always happens during the game. So I think, again, for Modbury, I think just keep going. Just try and get a 4th.
Well, here they go again, looking for that 4th in the box. O'Doherty puts it in the area. He's deflected back out to the edge. Pratt goes back to Osprey, and Osprey clears down the wing.
They actually feel like they're starting to get a bit of their mojo back a little bit, sort of going forward in this second half, Modbury. They've had, like, that goal was really well worked, I thought. And just even then, moments ago with O'Doherty and McCabe just sort of starting to click a bit more in this second half.
Sunday really trying to apply the pressure there. There is a bit more of that pep in their step
Sunday
from Modbury at the moment.
There is, and
that will be a foul.
You mentioned it moments ago, Seb, but Sunday, his work rate off the ball has been excellent today. And by the way, we've still got Master Tale doing his best Ernie Merrick compression on the away dugout, sitting down. Seems pretty unresponsive from a distance, because I think he knows that, this is a 90-minute game, and he doesn't want to get ahead of himself, and you probably think he doesn't want the players seeing him get ahead of himself. Looks like Modbury are making a change.
Yeah, Fred Sunday actually the one to come off, which we did say at half-time, or just before actually, I think I want to say. We said whether or not you have 2 up front of Scamitzi and Sunday, but clearly opting for that other option.
Yeah. And I've just gone and had a look, Morris has just given him a bit of a round of applause as he come off there Sunday, because it's an excellent 60-minute shift from him. And that was probably the plan. Fred, get through 60, work your socks off, and then they can kind of bring in Scamitzi for the final 30. And
it's not a bad choice to have your top goal scorer of the season to come off the bench.
Not a bad option. And also, though, with the fresh legs, he can still apply that same pressure from the front.
Goal kick.
Well, I think it kind of all comes back. It's not just Hamish McCabe, but you look at 2 massive moments today, the equaliser, and then you look at the creation of that 3rd goal and the work that Hamish McCabe did. And again, we've still got plenty to play here, but those are 2 things where you look at and think, that can be the difference between being relegated and then staying up. And that's having one of the better players in the league on your side and able to produce moments.
No foul, says the referee, and it does go through for Tavares. Has the wide option of Dotson. Just not right there. That's some interesting way to do it. Creative, in fact, even. But Francesca now on a run himself. Francesca does lovely work. McCabe into the centre. Francesca! Cut back! Goal! Huge!
Speechless. What a goal by Modbury. That's absolutely stunning football. That might be one of their goals of the season. And what a time to get it.
And it all comes back.
And it all came back from Lockie Wilson. Lockie Wilson with the unorthodox clearing of the ball. And then Francesca gets on it. And I actually thought there were moments here down the sideline where he might have been fouled. And one of the Playford players might have taken one for the team. But he keeps going. And then the ball centered inside from McCabe, and I think it was Hamish who found Liam, and then Liam with that lovely little layoff. Francesca continued his run, just kept going, and then another cut back across for a simple tap-in. That is a stunning goal by Modbury, and a goal worthy of potentially 3 points here. They have totally refound themselves in the end of that first half and then starting this second half. And this could be it, Seb. This could be the day that they take a big step towards safety.
Speechless.
And you saw the celebrations of the goal too. Every single player from Modbury, that corner to celebrate, understanding the significance of that goal. And I was just cracking jokes about Maurice Natale and his very... And he's still sitting down.
He's still sitting exactly where he was.
But he was up for that goal, because I think, how can you not celebrate some of the football there? And I think that's where you look at a goal like that and you think, that's the Modbury that we've seen the last couple of years, the ability to put something like that together. And just when they needed it, it's come back out again today. Francesca, he went on one of those runs in the first half, didn't he? Just sort of slalomed his way through. And this time, just kept going. Still in shock here. They might get a fifth.
Still just trying to approach the area here. It's a nice cutback. This is unbelievable. Osby did make the save, but the flag did go up unbeknownst to him.
Seb, you said it. This is unbelievable. We're seeing, because, like I said, I don't think it's so much... Not Modbury winning. I don't think that's the stunning part. It's actually that they're looking like the Modbury of the last couple of years that we've seen. Very rare that you see a team low on confidence, struggling so much near the bottom, actually be able to flick a switch just when they need to on a day like this.
So, 25 minutes left here.
Hey, we've seen crazy things in this league.
I have seen, in particular, some very crazy things.
So, I don't think, what's the phrase? Yeah, counting your eggs before they hatch. Yeah, I don't think Modbury are doing that just yet. Plenty of time, plenty of football still to be played.
Adelaide City and Adelaide United, that one's all finished at City Park. That ending 4-0 to Adelaide City there. Unlike the reverse fixture, which was played up in the Barossa between those two. And Amlani Tattoo goal deciding that day up there. Even more further north than this, if some can believe. Tabares gets the better of Nicholson. Tabares trying to create something for his side. Is that a push? No.
No, I don't think so. Not for me.
McCabe. Some brilliant touches there. Just unable to stick the pass. Ryan. Now Dotson puts the low cross in, and it will come off Paul Wilson for a corner.
Actually, I was surprised Dotson actually crossed that with his left. Last week, the second goal they scored came from him actually cutting back in on his right and crossing the ball towards the back post. But they've got a Daniel Ryan corner, so that's a big chance for them usually. Let's see what happens.
Delivered in at the back post. Not punched. Dotson! Cleared away, I think, by Wilson. Header back in the area. And then away. And then cleared. Only two there. And just in time, Allgate gets the touch.
Well, well done by Allgate.
Ball goes forward. Header goes just a little bit wide.
Again, though, on those corners, Woodland's certainly far from convincing today. And who knows, it might not just be him. Maybe he's not getting the right protection from his defenders around him to maybe block out some of the Playford players surrounding him. Here they come again.
Ryan Ryan almost just tried to place it there when he had it coming down.
Still feels like there's chances in this, for sure, for Playford. In saying that, this last little spell here, it kind of feels like the first time in the second half that they've really asked some questions of Modbury. And Tabares, we have to say as well, he's pretty prominent in the first half. Don't think you've called his name many times in the second half. Seb?
Playford again, still looking for ways forward. Here's Dotson, unable to find the pass. Some more updates from State League 1. Sturt now 1-0 up against Blue Eagles at Marden. Vipers still 2-1 against Cumberland United. Salisbury and Cobras 3-3 in Burton with 20 minutes to go. Fulham 3-0 against South Adelaide. And the other southern team, Cove, 6-1 against already relegated Pontian Eagles. Of course, final day or final rounds for both NPL and State League 1 next week on Friday for the NPL, Friday night, and Saturday night for the State League 1. Still plenty to change in both.
Playford getting some stern instructions from a few of their supporters on the side here.
As both sides make a change. Also, last night it was confirmed the first ever State League 2 promotion playoff final will be played between Eastern United and Modbury Vista, which is a very interesting thing to look forward to. 2 playoff finals, I guess. One a playoff game, one a grand final.
Right, so I don't think it's a conversation right now for the broadcast, but in short terms, does the winner of that game or
get promoted?
Yeah, it does? Okay, right.
Ospai with the unorthodox headering approach as he was outside of his box and finds himself a little bit off his line, but is protected.
That wasn't an effort on goal from Hamish McCabe, was it?
Tavares with the chest down. Here's Ryan, looks to go himself, but just not having that finishing touch as he does tend to do.
No, you can definitely tell with Daniel Ryan, he's one of those players who loves to place his finishes and opt for placement as opposed to power. But going to need a bit more of a more powerful effort on goal from those areas. Playford are actually starting to play a bit more in the Modbury half now, but again, time is now the big factor. I mean, they proved last week that they can overcome that, but that was 3-1, not 4-1.
Did make subs for a lot. Didn't quite catch exactly who came on for either side. Doherty trying to make his way through there. That's one. Ben Woolard.
Ben Woolard.
That was Playford sub. I think Modbury made one as well. But just trying to look at it. They still have Anthony Yule and Jackson Kurtz on the bench. Do Playford as they get a corner. Anthony Yule yet to make his first team appearance, so that will be his debut today if he does come on.
Yep, Anthony Yule was with Adelaide City before he came over to Playford. Of course, related to Valentino Yule, played in the A-League. So Tim Henderson is getting prepped here to come on.
Yule comes in. Might even be a double substitution, unless...
So, but I don't think they made a sub Modbury in that
maybe
last
they delayed
stoppage, and I think maybe they're going to make 2 now instead.
Here's a corner for Playford. It's high and in the area, headed away only though. Will fall pretty kindly for Jackson Kurtz.
It's going to stay in, I think, yep.
Another cross coming in. Header one, Penendez in the area still, just trying to get any sort of connection. But there's been a handball. The home side not pleased.
No, and Christos Penendez probably the most displeased with that, but in the end, a situation like that, if your arms are out and you use it to kind of alter the ball in your favour to score, that's one of the more obvious sort of reasonings for a handball.
So, free kick for Woodlands in the final 15 minutes here.
Just realised as well, Seb, that's now Playford's last 3 home games. They've conceded 3 or more goals. To Metro, to Adelaide United, and now to Modbury. So, not too sure.
And you only have to go, sorry, you only go 2 before that. They conceded 2, sorry, against Adelaide Croatia Raiders, sorry.
Yeah, but I guess still multiple goals conceded at home. I'm not too sure, is it maybe the pressure of playing in front of, one of the more vocal but also actually well-attended home crowds in the league here at Ramsey Park? Maybe some pressure, or is it just a general pressure of trying to make the finals, or is it a tactical thing in what they're doing? I mean, for example, we're seeing right now how attacking the lineup is that Ben Moore's put out there for obvious reasons, given the score.
Playford, of course, even if they still do lose this afternoon, which as it stands looks likely, they can still make finals, but that is depending on other results from the final round next week, as Modbury do make 2 substitutions. Cameron O'Doherty, one of those to come off. Actually, I think it's both O'Dohertys to come off. Tim Henderson coming on. His first game off the bench this season has started all of his games apart from today.
I'm just looking ahead to next week, and Campbelltown are hosting FK Beograd, and then you've got Adelaide United go to Modbury, and there could be a situation where Playford, after potentially being hammered here by Modbury, are actually asking them for a bit of help next week, if needed, against Adelaide United. So, interesting storyline to watch there.
Fernandez had a bit of space to himself there. Coming in hard there was Tim Henderson for his first real challenge of the match.
It's agricultural is what we call that.
The Tim Henderson way.
I think he'd approve of that.
Yes. Here come Modbury again.
Space here.
Skamitsi was played. He was offside, but that was a poor ball forward. Anyway.
That was, Giuseppe Makeda.
Who's come on. That one nearly falling directly back. Misjudged there.
Yes.
Misjudged still. And Osprey in the end. Playford back with it.
That was Makeda and, Makeda and Henderson there who have come on. Double change. Actually, Seb, Modbury are rolling out a back 5 now to close this game. Even at 4-1. Morris Natale taking absolutely no chances, making sure they see this out, and totally understandable. And also with the sheer amount of attackers that Playford have got on the pitch right now too.
It's the right idea looking for Tabares, just a bit too maybe close to Sam Nicholson. Of course, a relatively new player, probably first time we've both seen him in action. Hasn't had too much to do, to be honest.
It hasn't had too much to do, but I actually think he's been quite solid when asked questions defensively. Has Sam Nicholson. Only 23 as well.
Spent time in various youth academies over in England with Man City, Leeds, was at Barnsley for almost 10 years. Even spent time in the US college system with Daytona State.
Disappointing that from Dodson.
Chased back by Kurtz to get it back even further to Osprey, and he'll give it straight back again. Just more than 10 minutes left for
good ball.
A possible spark to be lit by Playford in these final dying moments of the match as Modbury look to keep 3 points. And again, for the time being, stay in the NPL. That may be a little bit too rushed.
Yep, that's not going to get them back in this one. I think it's a little bit one-dimensional as well. at the moment from Playford. A lot of long balls, looking for first and second balls. Kind of lacking maybe a more structured build-up to what they're doing. Looks like Modbury are preparing potentially another sub here. I think that's from a distance, maybe Patrick McGregor.
Results for a quick check at Jack Smith Park. They're half an hour in there. Still 0-0 between Berks and Comets. Currently, at the moment, the two games being played are the teams 7th versus 10th and 8th versus 9th. So the 4 teams which aren't relegated but also aren't in finals playing right now.
Sorry, so I was distracted because Hamish McCabe was doing a little bit of showboating with some fancy footwork here near the sideline. So what was that? Say that again.
So currently 7 versus 10th at the moment.
Yep.
And 8th versus 9th, all playing right now. So the 4 teams that aren't relegated and aren't in finals, all playing right now. And 0-0 between Berks and Comets, half an hour in at Jack Smith Park.
As we said with that game earlier on, loser can pretty much kiss their finals hopes goodbye.
Even a draw is probably more in favour of Berkalla than Comets, because that puts Berkalla on equal points with Playford, both on 29 and Comets on 27. So even then, it would be hard for Comets to even try and squeeze in at the final dying moments of the league season.
Need a lot of help from elsewhere on the final day.
Modbury throw right in front of us here. But they will make the substitution first. Will be Lee McCabe to come off, but he's being told to come off on the close side.
Tried to sneak past the referee and take the long way out. Been good today, Liam McCabe. Both the McCabe boys have been good. I thought they had slow starts, but then we mentioned it, particularly with Hamish, when they needed a moment of inspiration, he provided it. And I thought Liam has been good in the second half. Jordan O'Doherty, I think he's been very good today in the midfield. Now actually operating a little bit higher.
Just confirm as well, that was Patrick McGregor that has come on in place. The former Adelaide United youngster, still 19.
Actually, I've just got Francesco Scamizzi mixed up with Jordan O'Doherty from a distance here.
Both
O'Doherty's off the pitch.
Both of O'Doherty's are off.
My bad. Yes, Patrick McGregor, of course, made that move in the off season.
Attacking again, Playford. Cross did make it through. Couldn't really tell from our angle, but
yeah, McGregor there just straight away caught in the action.
Menendez flicks it on, and then Dotson unable to get the final touch. McCabe trying to win it back, but instead Woolard there. Mullen. That's a lovely little ball put through for Dotson. Puts in the cross, low in, falls to the edge area. Mullen doesn't go himself. Ryan with the little dink into the area. And Dan Ryan again with it. And that's a poor pass from Harvey, which gave it away. Now gives Scamizzi a bit of room.
He can go himself
Still
here.
having to battle against Harriman. Has the better of Harriman in pace. Scamizzi. Oh, Harriman with the body and the strength instead.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the thought process was for Scamizzi there. I think he tried to take him on his left-hand side, but as a right footer, probably want to try and look to cut in. And that's we might see a couple more of those scenarios because Playford are just totally throwing the kitchen sink at it now. Might even play with a back two to finish this game essentially. But even, we actually talked about it. We said it 2-1. Modbury, as Henderson looks to shoot that ball into Scamizzi, but Modbury, one of their strengths, at least relative to their position on the table, is actually defensively they're not too bad at all, and they've got that ability to protect the lead if needed, and that's what they've done today very, very well.
So the update in State League 1.
I did see that. Is that
Cove now
7?
7-1. Almost counteracting their 8-2 loss against earlier on in the season to sort of negate it a bit. That's big for Cove. Again, still trying to make finals in with Cumberland losing against Vipers, which is an additional time, which is bad news for South Adelaide. South Adelaide currently 3-1 down. They have scored since last update, but 3 points behind Vipers in 10th. So, yeah, it's tougher for South Adelaide than it is for Vipers at the moment. Here's the ball coming in. Kurtz was there to try and chase it down, but won't win that battle. Gets it in the end. Back to Jackson Kurtz. And then losing it, but the throw being beneficial for his side. Pratt finds the ball well in the middle for Mullen. Goes back out wide. They're really trying to put these crosses in. It's not a bad one in. Falls in the middle. Bicycle kick effort. Then the header from Kurtz.
Well, that was a huge chance to at least put some scoreboard pressure, I guess, on Modbury to close this game out. Looks like that's Paul Wilson on the ground here, but he's now on his feet. But Tabarez with the speculative effort, trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and he kind of mishit it. And then it's actually really tough with the way the ball was sort of spinning for Kurtz to actually generate his own power on the header. You have to say, Seb, it's been a pretty stress-free second half for Modbury, and from a defensive standpoint, and they've actually been able to, of course, add to it with those 2 goals.
Ball comes forward, but Wilson back in shape and headering away. Francesca now. Just pulled down by Mullen pretty clearly there. And the first booking of the match too.
And the funniest thing about that was how similar that scenario was to that 4th goal that Modbury scored, where Francesca's driving down the line. This time Mullen said not this time, and pulls him back and will happily take the yellow card, particularly at this stage of the game. One thing I was going to mention, Seb, 4-2 it was when they played last time at Smith Partners to Modbury.
Yep.
And now potentially 4-1 this time around, so I'm not too sure what the deal is there. Modbury just have the better of Playford this season. It looks like Anthony Yule is going to be introduced here.
First team debut it will be for Anthony Yule as he comes on for Santiago Tabarez. Just going back on your point, even looking at history before even that 4-2 win, it has been fairly even. 17 games in the NPL between these two sides. 6-1 by Playford, 4-1 by Modbury, and 7 drawn. Of course, with that other game, it will now be 6-1. Well, actually, as it stands right now, it's 6 apiece, 1, and 7 drawn apiece. Or 7, yeah. That maths works.
Wait, does that count the game earlier this season?
Yes, now it does.
Yeah.
So 2 teams that have been there and thereabouts with each other throughout the years. This fixture actually going back to 1986 when Playford were known as Elizabeth City. They're winning that afternoon 2-1 at Jet Park. Modbury still even looking to make it 5, but has that opportunity taken away from them for the time being. That one's just a little clip from behind on Pratt, and that will be another booking, this time the way of the Jets.
Again, take one for the team, tactical by Giuseppe Makeda there.
Playford did score 2 initial time last week, but they need at least 3 to at least level the score and get a point. Ball turned over. I think the main thing today, Modbury have really shown that fight and desperation.
Big time. This, I reckon, if you ask Morris Natalia, he'd probably say this is one of their best, if not their best performance of the season.
Dotson putting a cross in at the back post. Headed out for a corner by Henderson.
Yep, I think that was a purposeful header by Henderson. Just took no chances. We might as well just defend the corner. Fair enough. I think they're going to be fine though here. This would be a miraculous collapse if they were cede a 4-1 lead.
Another cross coming in. Heller by Mullen goes out of play as we tick into additional time, the first minute. Again, not knowing how long we'll be added on, but now I would be pretty confident in saying that Modbury do have 3 points this afternoon. A big 3 points.
I think they do, Seb. And it's one that they're going to hold very dearly and enjoy very much for the rest of the weekend, even more so if they get that result later on. Well, actually, they would have just started, or maybe is close to starting at Frank Mitchell Park.
9 minutes away, 8 minutes away actually.
So,
but even with that, again, if Para Hills can get a draw, that puts Modbury directly back in the. So it could be a good or a bad day.
So, but the perfect day being if Para Hills were to lose, then it's all coming up Modbury basically for today. But then Modbury still probably have a job to do next week. They've got to back it up against Adelaide United at home. And actually, looking at Adelaide United's form, definitely a game that they'll think, we can win.
Ball coming in, headed away. That time by Lachlan Wilson for another corner. Yeah, all games next week being played simultaneously on Friday night, all at 7:30. Modbury at home to Adelaide United and Playford away at Adelaide Comets. And as it stands, West Orange Bacala still 0-0 with Adelaide Comets. 5 minutes till the half.
As we'll just see this corner from Playford.
Any late surge from Playford coming here possibly. And that will be a goal kick.
Thought that might have been another corner, but it's going to be pretty redundant regardless. But that Playford Comets game next week is also interesting if Comets can get up here today at Bacala. Because if they were, let's just do some quick maths here, Seb, that would put, actually, Comets would go level on points with Playford if they were to win today.
Correct.
So, and then basically
it puts Burks out of the race.
It puts Burks out of the race, and then whoever wins that game next week, provided Comets win today, could sneak in. But then there's also the matter of, what Campbelltown do in their game against Beergrad.
Here's Dotson into the 3rd minute of additional time. The American trying to twist and turn. Dotson looking for his first goal. And Penendus getting a second.
Well, it was a Penendus goal, which started an unlikely comeback last week. I don't think we're going to see it this time around. I think time's going to beat them, but lovely work there by Dotson to just slalom his way inside. And it actually looked like he might have been fouled, but maybe the ball was one there too. Double ricochet and then drop for Penendus. Johnny on the spot. Easy finish.
Once again, 4-2 between these two sides at the moment.
Once again. So that's now 8-4 on aggregate for the season for Modbury against Playford. And I'm not too sure how much stoppage time we're going to have here.
Cove in State League 1 now 8-1 up against Pontian Eagles. As an update elsewhere, Sturt 1-0 up against Blue Eagles. All these games all in the 90th plus minute. Vipers still 2-1 against Cumberland. Salisbury and Cobras 3-all as Salisbury are trying to chase and keep finals. And Fulham 3-1 against Souths.
Go. We're coming together. Playford want to try and get things going. They still believe.
I do still believe. Whether the time wants to help them or not is a different question with that belief.
What's the phrase? It only takes 5 seconds to score in football. Not even sure if that's a phrase.
I was going to say it took more than 5 seconds for that team goal from Modbury.
Well, they're going to launch this.
Well, there can't be too many opportunities left. Dotson gets the flick on for Yule. Dotson again. Dotson!
See, you can't,
just creating some excitement.
You can't be sure because they did it last week. So you can never feel like it's totally safe. I mean, Woodlands for a second there looked like he was almost beaten all ends up and stuck, but nothing doing.
Yeah.
I think Modbury are probably
Safe.
about 30 seconds away here from being very much in the all clear.
Woodlands with this goal kick with nearly 5 minutes additional time. Headed forward by Playford. You're unable to win that header, and it will go out for the Playford throw.
This will be a long throw, probably here.
And we did say earlier on in the match, 3 was maybe comebackable, but 4 was maybe a bit harder as we see Playford come forward again.
Oh.
And just slipping at the crucial moment there, Mullen.
It's a unfortunate slip because he's in a great position there to swing it across the box, and in a position like that, you never know what could happen. Ball could deflect in.
Into nearly the 6th minute of additional time now. Has been a few goals, so. Fernandes with a goal to his name makes it 4 for him this season. Oh, and that's a tough one in. And that was a little bit dangerous too.
And it looks like Isaac Mullen, first player to go in there, was not happy at all with Tim Henderson for that challenge.
If he isn't booked, I would be very surprised, and it is just a yellow. Could have been worse, I think, possibly, but just the way. But as we said earlier, the Tim Henderson way.
a few words from
yes.
some of our loyal Playford supporters to our right about Tim Henderson.
Late free kick again for Playford. Delivered into the area, headed away. And that will be the full-time whistle. Modbury Jets 4-2 this afternoon. Huge for them. Playford, although a loss, still not too bad, but just, if anything, makes it a bit more awkward and difficult for them.
Well, it means that going into next week, both of these sides are going to be looking elsewhere and wondering about. The job is not done, but this is a huge, huge helping hand on the way to that. That was probably one of their best performances of the season, if not their best.
Yep.
And it's now twice this year, as we mentioned in the broadcast. They've beaten Playford 4-2. They seem to have some sort of
hoodoo
over them at the moment, and this is exactly what they needed. Playford took the lead, that Daniel Ryan set piece, and then that final 5 minutes of the first half, it just sparked Modbury back into life, into the Modbury that we've seen in the last couple of years, and then going on with a superb second half performance. That fourth goal as well might be up there with the goal of the week. Absolutely sensational.
Full-time stats there. 13 shots to Modbury's 10, 4 on target to Modbury's 7, 15 and 13 fouls the way of Playford. So a lot more with the on target, a lot more meaningful efforts on
Modbury. They had a few chances early on before they went behind, but I think in the second half, they were ruthless. They went forward and they punished Playford on a couple of occasions, and once this game went to 4-1, it was more or less over as a contest. Playford, they love to throw the kitchen sink at it, and I think given what happened last week here, we were still wondering if there was a chance of a miraculous comeback, but they've got serious work to do. We'll see what happens between Bacala and Comets, because their game against Comets next week is do or die.
Player of the match for you?
Or Hamish McCabe, I think, because it has to be. I know it's maybe a safe choice, and Hamish, doesn't he get already enough love? But I mean, you have to look at the equaliser, and then you have to look at, I think, the assists for the third goal, or the pre-assist, the way he built up that goal. They were two crucial goals in the game.
I think for me, Jesse Francesca, a big honourable mention as well.
True.
Well, full time here at Ramsey Park as the Modbury players walk down the tunnel to plenty of applause. All done from us here. Christian Marchetti, thank you for joining me this afternoon.
No worries, Seb. Glad I could be along for what was another fascinating Northern Derby and a massive result for the state of the league table.
Absolutely. Very much looking forward to this final round. If you're a Modbury fan, make sure you keep in touch with that Para Hills versus Beergrey game. That one very important. But full time here at Ramsey Park. Playford City 2, Modbury Jets 4.